It is none of your business.
What are you doing in here?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I will be doing another episode recap for today's Days of Our Lives, July 24th, 2024, right? So we go into the first scene, right, where we see Everett. He's looking on his tablet and he sees the headline that Rafe is in a coma, right? So he's like, he's sorry that this happened, but maybe this could be the perfect opportunity for him to go to the hospital and comfort Jada in his own deluded mind, right? So then we see Stephanie walks up to him and she's like, I couldn't help overhear you saying that you have to go to the hospital. What's happening? So he's like, I have to do my routine check-ins with Dr. Marlena, right? So she said, oh yeah, I forgot. So he's like, yeah, so I really need to focus on my mental health and don't think that we are ever getting back together, right? He was in his Taylor Swift, right? So she's like, yeah, I understand that. So that was it with them, right? Wasn't much to it. So Gabby comes back to the mansion and she's still in that dress from the last time, yeah, right? She's coming back from the hospital after seeing Rafe. So she's there to get her rosary and then we see Stefan start tossing around. So he gets up and he's like, she's like, I didn't mean to wake you. I just meant to get my rosary to go back to the hospital. So he's like, how is he doing? So she's like, there's not much change. He's in the coma and all that. So he's like, we really need to talk because things have been really strange since the whole thing with her blurting out EJ's secret, right? So things have been awkward. So Stefan is like, I let you go yesterday because of what happened to Ray, but today we need to talk and we need to like hash things out, right? You need to let me be there for you. Don't push me away. So she's like, I know you're upset about what I did to EJ, and I just really, I'm not in the mood for another fight. But anyways, they do make up and they do settle things and, that's that with them, right? So we see Jada at Rafe's hospital bed, right? She's just there to, just can't make out what really happened to him, how this happened. And she's just praying that he wakes up so that they can really arrest the person who did this to him, right? So we see Kayla come in and she's just there to comfort her and say, he's strong, he's gonna get through it. This is not his first rodeo. So she's like, he has been hurt like this before. So Kayla is like, yeah, he was attacked by somebody years ago and he survived. So he will survive this. Don't worry about it, right? So anyway, she left the room and Jada was there and she was just praying that things will turn around for Rafe, right? So we move on to the next scene. So we see crazy Connie again having this whole deluded conversation with Lee, right? So she's saying like, there's a slim chance of Ray surviving this whole thing, I don't think he's gonna survive. And Lee's like, you're pretty sure yourself, huh? You're just cold and insensitive. You just really don't care that you stabbed an innocent man, just like how you did me. And she was like, I had no choice. Bobby was about to rat me out to Jada and I just couldn't go to jail for that and all of that. So he's like, what if Bobby tells on you? Like, he has no reason not to tell on you, right? So she's so confident that he's not gonna do that. And he has a lot invested in this. And Lee say, you really feel sure yourself, right? And what if Bobby does? So she's like, I'll just take care of him as how I took care of Rafe. And she just held up the knife. So I guess that's her plan, right? Crazy lady. I just can't stand this lady. So we see Ava come in at the mayor office, right? Kristen is there, and Kristen is like, how come you didn't tell me that you were at the pub and all that? So Ava, I thought Kristen found out about her and Brady having drinks together. Turns out that wasn't it, and Ava thought so too. So turns out it wasn't that, and Kristen just wants to find out how come she didn't accept Gabby's offer for Gabby Chic to be a part of the mayor, right? So she told Kristen that she doesn't think it's a good idea because of her whole affair with Gabby's husband, and it would be awkward and messy. And Kristen doesn't want to hear that. She just wants there to be more business for the mirror, and it would be a good deal for the two of them. So she needs Ava to go on and find Gabby so that she can sign this contract, so that there can be some interaction, between all of them, right? So anyways, Ava still is not feeling the idea. She doesn't want this to happen, but Kristen says, like, I really don't care, just go find Gabby so that she can sign off, so that we can have good business around here, right? So anyways, Ava is off with the contract to find Gabby, right? So Ava tracks down Gabby at the hospital, right? So earlier, Ava was like, this is a bad time for her. Her brother is in the hospital, and Kristen is like, one thing about Gabby, she can put her personals aside, unlike you, and she will put her personal interests first. So go find her. So anyways, Ava did end up finding Gabby at the hospital, right? She's there to be back for Rafe. So Ava is like, I'm sorry for what happened to your brother. And she was like, you're sorry that you didn't plunge the knife into him first? So she's like, no, regardless of what happened between us, I still care about him. So anyways, she said, I know it's a hard time for you now, but I still wanted to just, have a few minutes for you to see that, we can sign this contract for your business to be a part of the mirror. So she's like, oh, did Kristen inform you that I went over you? Did Kristen put you up to this? And she's like, yeah, and she said it's in the benefit of the business and all that. So anyways, Ava's still hesitant to give Gabby the contract, and she's trying to stop her from signing, everything that she can do so she doesn't work with Gabby, right? So anyways, Gabby is like, why are you so hesitant? Like, I've run the mirror before. I know what it is to work under pressure. So this is not going to deter me from this, right? So anyway, she ended up signing it. And that was that with them, right? So we see Stephanie still at the pub, and Kayla is there, and they're having a little mom and daughter lunch. So Kayla is like, how did that wedding go? So Stephanie is like, that's a double disaster wedding at this point. And Kayla was like, I can't believe Teresa did this. I thought Teresa changed her ways. And Stephanie was like, me too. And poor Alex. So she was like, how is Alex? And Stephanie said that she ran off to comfort him, and Kayla was like, comfort him? And she was like, no, not that way, just as a friend. And he's still, I don't know what use was I, but he's still dealing with it, right? So anyways, and we have history, but it's not like we're back together or anything. So Kayla is like, but you and Everett are back together, right? So Stephanie's like, no, we're not even back together either. Everett wants to focus on his mental health and all that. And Kayla said, that's understandable. He's been through a lot these past months, so he has to focus on that. He's been in his psyche for all this time, so that's understandable. So Stephanie is like, she gets it, but she doesn't get how Everett could be this cold and dismissive, right? And she just really feel a type of way about it, because Everett is a good guy, and they had a real history together. So Kayla is like, just give him time, maybe he will come to it, right? So we see Jada is still at the hospital bed, and she's just being at Ray's bedside, and we see Everett or Bobby come in the room, right? So he's like, Jada is like, Bobby, Everett, what you doing here, right? So he's like, I just wanted to see how you're doing. Is there anything that I can do? So she's like, there's pretty much nothing that anybody can really do at this point. So she's like, why are you really here? Not like we really have a relationship or anything. So he's like, yeah, but Bobby is a part of me, and we're kind of integrating now. So I'm kind of starting to have his feelings, which were towards you. So he had his hand on her shoulder, and she politely took it off. So she's like, I don't think this is gonna help at all, but anyways, do you know anything what do you know about Lee Shin? So he's like, I don't think I can provide much answer, but what I can do is go at the newspaper and see if they could, do a search on who could possibly do that, right? So at this point he left the room because she said that she was gonna get some lunch and get some fresh air, right? So then we go to the next scene. So we see Stefan come into the office. Kristen is still there. So he's looking over some proposal, right? And then he's like, good thing Ava is not here. So Kristen is like, yeah, she's not here because Ava is looking for your wife to sign off Gabby Chic to the company. So he's like, why would you do that? Like, why would you want to make things awkward, right? So, she's like, it's just business. And he's like, are you still trying to get back at me? You're still trying to get back at me and Gabby for what we did. So she's like, you mean how you guys accused me of abusing my own daughter? Or so she's like, it's water under the bridge. She was angry at first, but she's over it, right? She has no intention to go after none of them, right? She's just like, business is business, right? And he's like, I don't think this is a good idea, especially with Ava around and all that. And she's like, Ava feels the same way, but anyways, it is what it is. It's just business, right? So moving on. So Kayla did go back to work at some point, and Stephanie is still at the pub. She's outside now, right? Because they're having a little mom and daughter girl night later on, right? So Stephanie sees Jada and she's like, Jada, how is Rafe doing? I'm sorry to hear about him. And she's like, he's in a coma, all we can do is just pray for him. So she's like, how are you doing? Especially with Everett being back. I heard you guys are not together anymore. What happened? So Stephanie's like, yeah, we're not back together. And, he was a bit dismissive and cold. And Jada was like, yeah, he was acting really strange towards me too. He was at the hospital in Rafe's room. So they're like, how? But then they put two and two together. It's like, do you really think this is Everett or could it be Bobby? So they have a hunch that it could be Bobby. But I'm like, listen, the signs were there. Y'all could have figured this out. He's an alter. It's DID. Look what happened to Abigail's DID back in the day. Like, y'all should have figured this out real quick. But anyways, moving on to the next scene. So we see Bobby slash Everett. He's still at the hospital. He's on his way out, and Kayla sees him, and Kayla's like, Everett, good to see you. Like, how are you doing? So he's like, yeah, I'm good. So she's like, I heard that you and Stephanie are not together anymore. And he's like, yeah, we broke up. So she's like, I heard you were, it's none of my business, but I heard you were dismissive and cold towards her. How can you be insensitive towards her feelings? So he's like, you're right, it's none of your business. So that left Kayla stunned, right? Because that was Bobby really coming through at that point, right? So anyways, we move on to the next scene. So we see Connie go into the hospital room where Rafe is, right? And she has on a blue glove. I don't know where this lady she just have all these supplies waiting. So anyway, she goes in there. I don't know what she's about to do to the machine. If she's gonna cut the supply off so that Rafe dies. I don't know what she was about to do. But thankfully, Gabby comes in, open the door, and she's like, what do you think you're doing in here? So you can see the stunned look on Connie's face in this picture. She was shocked. But I guess we'll see what happens on a next episode of Daysofourlives. Today's episode was not as, exciting as yesterday's episode, but it was okay, I guess. Probably like 5-6 out of 10. But yeah, that's it, really. So anyways, guys, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys tomorrow for an all-new recap, all right? Bye.